Hello there, everyone. My name is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the DisruptMeister. I'm also known by here on YouTube. This video is a little different than my usual videos. I'm reaching out to a different audience, so I'm just presenting it a little differently. Usually I make a video every day about Bitcoin, and I'm a Bitcoin evangelist. I guess you could say that's what I am. Bitcoin is just a huge part of my life, and it's a huge part of my income, and it's basically, it employs me. It's my job. Bitcoin is my job. And many of you have not heard of Bitcoin before, and you're only stumbling upon this because I'm talking about the National Football League also. Now, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I have been a huge fan of the Baltimore Ravens since 1996 when they started off in Baltimore. And I've been through a lot with them. I used to watch every single solitary game. I'd go out of my way. I didn't spend a lot of money on them or anything, but I spent a lot of time on them. And I've always been a big sports fan since I was a kid. So I spent a lot of time on the NFL, on college football. I'd follow every sport, the NBA even, and just keep track of everything. Just have everything. Because I like statistics also. I like numbers. And that's why if you're a numbers guy, you should get into Bitcoin. But we're going to get to that. Anyway, at the beginning of this season, the 2016 season, there was some controversy in the NFL with San Francisco's quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, was protesting. Who knows what he was protesting? He's protesting some stuff. And, I'm all for people protesting and, do it at your own peril. If you're going to... you're supposed to be an entertainer, and you have a job to do, and people are watching you because they like sports. They're not watching you because they want some to have an intellectual discussion with you, or talk about politics. And so I found it just like, what has become of the NFL? What has become of sports? What has become of mainstream society, really, because NFL is really representing the mainstream America. And I was in Las Vegas, actually, on opening day. That was September 11th. And I wasn't sure how I was even going to watch the Ravens. I was really disgusted already with just all the politics that had been infused into the NFL. And, I really started, my Bitcoin knowledge and just diving into it had just started taking up more and more of my time, valuable time. And I was working out in the D. The D is the hotel I was staying at in Las Vegas. And of course no one else was working out there because everyone's gambling and getting fat and smoking cigarettes. And the TV was blasting, and it was some pregame show, I don't even know. Trent Dilfer I guess it was ESPN, I don't know. Trent Dilfer was talking, and there were two other guys talking. Two other guys were former players also, and just to hear their politics, Trent Dilfer was very logical when he was explaining the situation. He was just like, Colin Kaepernick has a job to do. He's not doing his job. He's distracting from the team. The other guys were just like talking politics, and again, I'm not here for intellectual stimulation or political arguments. They say they attended college and everything. I don't know. Anyway, they sounded, it was just pretty pathetic what they were saying. And at that moment, I was just like, this is a waste of time. I've spent so much time on the NFL and the Ravens in my life. Not this year. I'm not watching any game. I'm not following any game. I don't care. I'm spending my time on Bitcoin. And I'm just trying to be a more productive person. So ever since then, I have not watched a second of the NFL. If it comes, they throw it in your face sometimes. I see college football scores. I didn't even realize the college football season was over. The regular season. I've been traveling. I've just been spending my time in just such a more productive manner. And I know so many other people are boycotting the NFL and are against the NFL now because it's just silly. It's just silly what it's become this political thing, and so much money is wasted on it by Americans. And so I urge all of you, if you're stumbling upon this video where you search the Baltimore Ravens, Baltimore Ravens fan, whatever you're finding, your NFL boycott. If you have, it's easy to do. I never thought in the old days, how Adam doesn't watch a Ravens game, Adam doesn't follow a Ravens game, Adam doesn't know the Ravens record. I don't know what place they're in. I don't know what place they're in at all. The scores do get thrown in your face eventually, but I don't go out of my way to find it, and it's like kind of a relief feeling. I mean, even my father tried to talk to me about it. I'm like, I don't watch it anymore, Dad. I don't, that's great. Joe Flacco, that's great. Whatever. So, Bitcoin. I urge you to get into Bitcoin. If you would have, on September 11th, Bitcoin was $600. Now it is close to $770. Had you could have made quite a lot of money since then, if you would have been studying it, buying it, instead of watching the Ravens or watching the Packers or watching whoever, which is just a total waste of your time. You're making the traditional media richer. You're making the traditional business people, they don't care about you. The owners of the NFL really think you're a fool. They move from St. Louis to Los Angeles. They don't care. San Diego to Los Angeles. They don't care about fans. They just want the biggest TV market. But the ratings are down. I mean, people are fighting back, and I think that's a great sign to send a signal to send these people. But who cares what they think or what you have to better yourself. That's what this is all about. And I wasn't bettering myself by wasting hours upon hours, studying statistics of the Ravens and, comparing it to games of yore and, watching Ray Lewis celebrate from a couple years ago and just reliving all that crap. It's a waste of time. It's for the ignorant. It's for the masses. If you want to be part of the masses, or be my guest, be my guest. And again, if it stops being so political, then whatever. But I'm saying it can be done. I had an addiction to the NFL, to the Baltimore Ravens, and I totally broke it cold turkey. I now spend that time probably on Bitcoin, on travel, which is related. My travel has been only related to Bitcoin. I was in Africa. And I urge you to watch my videos, and you can learn more about Bitcoin and my adventures and travel and all sorts of fun things. I think it's a better spending your time watching a couple of my 5-minute videos, or this one's running long, but than watching a second of the NFL, because I have not watched a second of the NFL, and I'm really proud of that fact. And I'm just trying to urge guys out there, and ladies, but not many ladies are in the Bitcoin at all, but just to get into Bitcoin and just forget about these bread and circuses type of things. You'll become a more well-rounded person. I think that's the biggest thing. You'll become a wealthier person. You really will if you use your time wisely on Bitcoin instead of the NFL. And again, people are probably saying, what is the connection between the NFL and Bitcoin? There is no connection at all. I'm just telling you how to be a more productive person, not to screw your brain over by listening to morons talk about politics and protest stuff. And what are you getting into? It was supposed to be a pastime. It was supposed to be something you and your dad could enjoy. Sit down and just so now it's just a bunch of advertisements, and it's just like mind-numbing. It's just mind-numbing all around, and the political thing was just the last thing for me, obviously. And I'm a guy who thinks politicians, they're sociopaths, most of them. They're just scum. They just want to have power over you. And this is a power thing. If you by following the NFL, by getting caught in this paradigm of this quarterback guy, he's so wise. Oh wow, he's so wise. Getting stuck into that, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. And when you could be focusing on what's this new form of money that's out there? What's this new way, this new technology that's out there, Bitcoin, that is changing humanity. It's altering humanity and changing the world, giving us real freedom, empowering people financially, making people who are lower class, middle class, bumping them up if they play things the right way. So that is my talk for now. This is an extra video. I know if you're one of my regular viewers, you're probably like, what? If you're one of my regular viewers, don't even watch this, I guess. It's already too late if you watched it. But again, if you're a new viewer, I'm Adam Meister. They call me the BitcoinMeister. They call me the DisruptMeister, whatever. Subscribe to the channel if you want to, but at the very least, try to cut your addiction to the NFL. I did it. I never, 10 years ago, I never could have predicted anything like this. But life changes. New things come. Bitcoin is revolutionary. The NFL is whatever the opposite of revolutionary is. It's enslavement. It's total enslavement. Break out of your enslavement. And hey, you don't have to be as orthodox as me. You can check the score if you want to still or whatever. But don't try to cut your time down with it and move on to this Bitcoin thing. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister. I'll talk to you later.